Hi, my name is Abhay Thamrakar and my student ID is KAC3391 and I'm here to talk about a case study titled IT Governance to Fit Your Context, two US case studies which explores about the challenges and complexities for establishing IT governance framework in the public sectors. It was conducted by researchers at the Center for Technology in Government at the University of Albany. The paper actually explores on how various US states have developed IT governance by comparing centralized model with the federated model to understand into how contextual factors actually influence the design and implementation of governance frameworks as governments increasingly acknowledge the significance of IT governance for ethical management of public finances as well as the efficient administration of IT resources. This study emphasizes the importance of organizational factors, cultural dynamics, and political backing in determining the effectiveness of IT governance using an environmental scan and interviews with state level IT leaders. By examining these two contrasting case studies, the research actually seeks to offer valuable lessons for public sector officials, aiming to enhance the public value of IT through tailored IT governance approaches. So, effective IT governance is essential for optimizing public sector operations by aligning IT investment with strategic goals, managing risk, and enhancing public value among increasing IT complexities and interconnectedness. So, in general, IT governance involves decision rights and accountable frameworks to encourage desirable results in IT users. The study examines two contrasting governance model, a federated structure in state A, where individual agencies maintain control over their IT operations, and a centralized structure in State B, where all IT staff report to a central organization which was led by the state CIO. The research was carried by an environmental scan involving a review of literature and interviews with the state level IT leaders across 18 states. The findings show that despite similarity in the political support for IT governance, cultural and organizational characteristics greatly influence the effectiveness and appropriateness of the governance frameworks which was adopted in each state. The case study also provides some insight into the challenges establishing IT governance, and it emphasizes the importance of framework that adopt in individual state circumstances in order to increase the public benefit. So public sector organizations face various challenges like managing extensive IT portfolios and ensuring compliance with regulations. So to address these issues, effective IT governance provides a framework for decision making, prioritization, and resource allocation. So international frameworks like COVID and VAL-IT provides IT governance adaptation to meet the specific needs and challenges of public sector organizations.
Hi, my name is Srin Sahin and my student ID is EXA3002. Before diving into the details, let's start with key research question that shaped the study on IT governance in US state governments. This question focuses on the challenges and the factors that influence IT governance, specifically looking at centralized and federated systems. Our main research question is how do contextual factors like political support, organizational culture, and existing governance structures influence the development and implementation of IT governance frameworks in US state governments with centralized and federated systems? This question examines how politics, internal culture, and existing systems impact the creation and success of IT governance models. We are comparing centralized and federated structures to see how different states manage their IT resources and their decision making processes. Now let's talk about the key concepts. First, centralized IT governance. In this model, central authority, usually led by a state CIO, controls all IT resources and decisions for the state. The benefits include having uniform policies, better coordination across agencies, and saving costs by managing IT on large scale. The challenge is that individual agencies might resist as they lose some control over their own IT decisions. Next, there is federated IT governance. This model allows agencies to control over their own IT while still working with a central authority for guidance. The benefit here is that each agency can tailor IT solutions to their specific needs. However, this can lead to inconsistencies between agencies and it might not be as efficient in coordinating IT strategies. There are also some contextual factors that affect how successful these models can be. Political support is crucial. Strong backing from political leaders can give IT governance more power and resources. Then there is organizational culture. If the culture within a state government resists change, it can make implementing new models difficult. Lastly, existing structures, the systems already in place, play big role in how smoothly a new IT governance model can be adopted. These concepts help us understand the dynamics within US state governments and how they approach IT governance.
Hi, my name is Harmanpreet Kaur and my student ID is IMEC3008. And in this presentation, I'll be talking about an extensive environmental scan which was conducted by the Center of Technology in University of Albany from May 2008 to January 2009. The objective was to collect comprehensive data on IT governance across US state governments. This approach basically has three components. First one is environmental scan. This was carried out over the span of several months to understand how IT governance was functioning in US states. Second one is review of literature. It is conducted a thorough review of academic literature along with the state IT governance documents from 13 different states. This allowed us to understand current governance models and approaches. The third one is interviews. Semi-structured interviews were conducted with IT executives in 11 states, providing qualitative insights from the people directly responsible for governance decision. This multi-phase methodology ensured a robust and detailed understanding of IT governance practices across various states, giving us a rich data set for analysis. In this presentation, I'll be presenting a comparison between of two IT governance models used in state agencies, which one is federated model and the centralized model. We will look at their governance structures, challenges, success factors, and how they fit into different contexts. First one is governance model. This model is managed by their own IT systems while the CIO provides oversights. This allows agencies autonomy, but it often leads to resources struggles and difficulties in cross-agency collaboration. On the other hand, the centralized model is all the IT staff are a part of a central IT organization. This model typically enjoys strong political support and aligns well with the statewide goals. Next one is comparison overview. The federated model, the agencies enjoy more autonomy but often face challenges with resources and collaboration. The CIO plays an oversight role but may struggle to coordinate the effective across agencies. The centralized model, the central IT organization manages all IT staff, benefiting from strong alignment with statewide objectives. But this leads to the flexibility and agility of individual agencies. The challenges and success factor of the federated and centralized one is that in the federated model, one of the key challenge is limited resources and lack of cross-agency collaboration. For example, each agency may be working on similar project but in isolation, leading to duplicated efforts. However, it does allow agencies to maintain their autonomy and make quick decisions without needing central approval. On the other hand, the central model enjoys strong political support and alignment with statewide goals, making it highly efficient. But at the same time, the IT people can face challenges such as delay in decision making due to bureaucratic layers. The contextual fit of this model is the choice between two models often depends on the context. The federated model suits state and organizations where collaboration is key and agencies need autonomy to respond quickly to unique needs. It's more flexible and but can struggle with resource allocation. The centralized model, however, fits better in context where efficiency and uniformity are prioritized. It's ideal for large scale operations where managing resources centrally leads to the cost saving and better alignment with statewide goals. To wrap up, the both models have strengths and challenges. The federated model promotes autonomy but faces collaboration issues, while the centralized model provides efficient management but can be rigid.
Hi, I'm Jyoti and I'll be discussing the discussion section which Herman has also discussed, providing the differences and comparison between centralized and federal models. So first talking about the centralized model, there are certain advantages and disadvantages which it has. And talking about the advantage include uniform IT policies, improved coordination and potential cost efficiencies. It is effective when there is strong political support and a need for a cohesive IT strategy. It also has a disadvantage which includes potential resistance from agencies and challenges in addressing specific agency needs. That means that if a firm has a specific needs, it might be unable to fulfill that need. Next, talking about federated model, its advantage is that agencies' autonomy are better and alignment is it aligns with the specific need of the firm. It is suitable for environment that value flexibility and collaboration. It means that the places or the organization IT structures which doesn't require approval from everything and have the autonomous power, it is suitable for those firms. Talking about the disadvantage, it includes inconsistencies in IT practices and coordination challenges. Now, moving forward to the next point, that is influence of contextual factors. So first factor is political factor, and it is political support is crucial for the success of IT governance framework, but the choice of model depends on organization culture and historical context, which means that it depends what structure the organization has been following from past many years. Like states with centralized governance history may find it easier to implement centralized model, while those with decentralized culture may prefer federated models because they have been practicing it accordingly. Now talking about global implication, challenges and solutions identified in US states may be relevant globally. Issues such as unclear policies and coordination difficulties are common in various countries, as we can see or witness in the current era as well, suggesting the need for tailored ID governance approaches. After discussing all the factors related to the framework, now we'll move forward with the conclusion. And the paper highlights the both centralized and federated IT governance model have distinct advantages and disadvantages, as we have discussed about the challenges they have. The effectiveness of each model is influenced by a specific context of state, including political support, organization, culture, and existing governance structures, which helps in governing which model is best for the firm or IT structure. Secondly, effective IT governance requires a tailored approach that considers local condition and adapts to evolving needs and challenges. That helps us boost. Then some recommendations are as follows. So first one is focus on ROI. IT governance should aim to maximize the return on IT investment, including both financial and non-financial benefits such as improved public services and enhanced collaboration. Second is integration with other framework. IT governance should align with other governance frameworks such as financial management to ensure coherent and effectiveness. Then, role of CIO. The CIO is central to IT governance and should be supported by political leadership and adequate resources to fulfill their role effectively. Lastly, incremental implementation. Changes to IT governance should be implemented gradually with ongoing adjustment to address emerging challenges and opportunity. An incremental approach helps manage risk and build support for new governance practices. These recommendations, if applied, can help a firm in adapting to the better IT governance framework so that it can boost its profits and achieve greater heights. So these are the points which we discussed and are in accordance with the presentation. So thank you.